First of all, I just want to give God glory because I believe this is a day of celebration for To's life, and his legacy carries on. He has an amazing, a beautiful wife, a great son, Asa, and an awesome daughter, Antoinette. But me and To go like way back. Remember when me and him were getting spanking from grandma because we wouldn't go to church. So To was truly a blessing in my life, and he has done so much for me. And I know for a fact that me standing here is a proof of his mentorship in my life. To has been such a blessing as a leader, as a bigger brother. Yes, I got in trouble a lot until To came around. That's when he kept me in line. My brother Warren couldn't keep me in line, and To did. When To came around, yes, I got spoiled a lot. But one thing about this guy, he was so genuine, very humble, and he loved kids, and he loved PlayStation, he loved Xbox. I know all his friends that To play online with, and To is he's a very competitive guy. But one thing I love about him is his smile and his laugh. He always made people love him. When you were around To, there's no way you can be bored. He was always the guy that keeps you going, and it's just an amazing guy. He did so much with us. With my friend DJ Kui back there for 102.7 The Bomb, we went do gigs, do parties, and To was always the guy to come around with us. To has been such a blessing. He's always, it's like his daughter also. That's the way he treated Zoe, just the way he treated Antoinette. And Nettie, I promise Daddy I will always be in your life. And that promise will never be broken. I want to thank everyone, To's family, Sandy, Fanua, you know how good God is. The day I found out that my brother passed away, I called Victoria, and this is how good God is. When I talked to her on the phone, it was a peace of God in her voice. I was so stirred up, but when I talked to her on the phone, it was the peace of God in her voice. And I knew right there, God has control. He has control of everything. He will be missed, but his legacy goes on. Grandma's been such a blessing. The day I had to go tell Grandma about To, I really didn't want to tell her because I didn't know how I was going to tell her. So I let my brother tell her. But when I see her face, I saw To, and I knew how much she loved To. But I think the joy of this whole thing is knowing that this is a celebration of his life. And this is what To would want. Gary, I love you, man. You remind me so much of To. And I will never forget that. Thank you.
I remember I was asked to volunteer in the TV department at Word of Life, and Pastor Mike, he brought me up to the TV room, and he introduced me to everybody, and I met Toll for the first time, but as a stranger. But like the second day, he was like family already, and a lot of you know that about Toll, is that his personality is just very warm. He's very loving, and he's sincere. You have people out there that, you know, they're not the most sincere, but that's one thing that comes to mind about Toll, is his sincerity. And I remember when I first volunteered, I walked into the room and Toll welcomed me, Peter welcomed me, even Sela. And then I saw this girl inside there. Her name was Cindy. And he was like, oh, wow, this is not a bad place to volunteer. So I volunteered for 2 years. Free labor. But anyway, Toll used to tell me, ask her out. Go ask her out, man. I'm like, but she was dating somebody and they'd been dating for 4 years. And he kept bugging me, Dad, go ask her out. And I remember one time, Cindy, her boyfriend picked her up from work and taking her to lunch. And me and Toll were walking across the street to go have our lunch. And we walked in, she was in the car with him. He looked at him and said, let's go jump him up. He's playing, of course. Long story short, Cindy ends up, the relationship